What's up, Star Wars fans? Hope you're all doing great. Now in this video I wanted to sit down and discuss how I'm currently feeling about Kenobi and the direction they've decided to take with the show. This is going to be more of a rant with me discussing my opinions about how things are, and well, there's going to be spoilers for episodes 1 through 4. I think we've had some really cool scenes throughout. Mostly everyone, including myself, have just been waiting to see Kenobi and Vader, but unfortunately I feel like there's a slight lack in all of that. I understand the story needs to push forward by using certain characters, but it seems like there's just a ton of filler stuff going on. Initially when I watch an episode, I'm hyped up and excited by all the stuff we get to see, but afterwards I can't help but feel like there's just something missing. It's not as satisfying as when we first saw Boba's ship the Slave One appear in the Mando Season 2, or the season finale when Luke appears. If anything was going to top that, it was going to be this show. But so far, it feels like we just got a lot of cool moments with Easter eggs sprinkled in here and there on top of an overall bland storyline. I understand they needed a way to get Kenobi off planet and get him to find out about Vader, but with this show, it really feels like they're fumbling the ball. There's been a lot of huge moments where it feels like the writers just don't do their research, which is really unfortunate because I think we could have had something beautiful. When it comes to Reva, I think her motive is intriguing enough, but overall, I don't think she should have been as big as a role they gave her. I would have been fine watching a show about an Inquisitor hunting Jedi, but it feels like this show just wasn't right for that. In the second episode, when Reva betrays the Grand Inquisitor, it just felt super off. I didn't enjoy him being killed off to show us that Reva will be willing to do anything to get that power. It makes sense that the Inquisitors would betray each other, but there's no way she would have just stabbed him that easily. Now, the writer Joby Harold did come out and say that the Grand Inquisitor wasn't actually dead. In his words, "As you know, we would never break canon. So that's all I'll say. Canon is everything." End quote. It's interesting because in this very scene, Reva tells Obi-Wan that Anakin is still alive, which everyone knows Vader doesn't allow people to know who he actually is. He'll kill them usually right on the spot if they find out, or if they see his face, he'll just destroy them and get rid of them. Now, unless they find a way to explain how she knows, we still have 2 episodes left, so there's a little bit of time to explain that. But if they don't, I'm probably going to be pretty frustrated with how she just randomly knows. The only reason I'd be able to think of is because she was at the Jedi Temple when it all went down, and she probably saw something. Alright, so moving on. When people tune in, they're usually there to see Kenobi, and it feels like there's just a lot of time wasted on the third sister. I'd just like to add that this isn't me hating on the actress. I think so far everyone's cast has done a great job otherwise. Minus the Grand Inquisitor, he's kind of felt a little off. But back to what I was saying, I don't think focusing so much on the third sister was the best call. It's only a 6-episode series, and that doesn't leave much room for anything. A lot of Disney Plus shows use the same formula where they only have 6 episodes, and then the first 5 episodes are kind of slow, then that 6th episode they usually cram everything into. I hope the same thing doesn't happen for Kenobi. I think episode 3 was our biggest step to something great, but then episode 4 felt super disappointing. Now sure, we did get some really cool scenes and references, but overall there was just some disappointment for me. Seeing Obi-Wan go to Fortress Inquisitorius just felt a lot like what we have already seen in Jedi Fallen Order. There was nothing new being added. Episode 4 turned into a filler, Leia gets captured again and they need to go save her, then they do, and then they leave, then it's over. It's just sad because if they were going to do a filler episode, they could have at least shown flashbacks to the Clone Wars. This would have been the perfect opportunity to do so when Kenobi was in the Bacta tank at the beginning. Going back to episode 3, it really felt like things were picking up. They were slowly distancing themselves from Reva and showing more Vader towards the end. That whole scene was great, but once Vader let them go, I really wasn't sure why. We all know Vader is super patient and likes to play the long game, so there must have been a reason because he could have easily just put out that fire or walked straight through it. But something tells me that the writers really don't understand Vader, especially in episode 4 at the end when he's speaking to Reva. There's no reason he would have let her live. She failed, so he probably would have just killed her and made an example of her. And then after that, he would have just taken the tracker and pursued Kenobi himself, which I'm surprised he wasn't already doing once he found out he was on the planet. But now we have 2 episodes left, and it feels like we're just going to get a rushed finale. What do you all think? Do you share the same opinions as me, or are you happy with how the show's been playing out so far? For me, I was initially more excited, but for each episode I feel like I've just been a little more disappointed. Hopefully these last 2 episodes prove me wrong. Now I'll catch you all in the next video, and as always, may the Force be with you.